Charles ini kok. Ada sama-sama Charles ini.
Sistem keamanan publik tingkat kota yang diadakan tanggal 18 Maret disimpulkan dalam 3 bulan terakhir, Badan Keamanan Publik tingkat kota yang meliputi berbagai penyebaran keputusan pemerintah partai tingkat kota dan pemerintah kota dengan cermat berhasil melakukan pelayanan secara menyeluruh, berdiri di garis depan, mempertahankan stabilitas menjadi kuat demi melindungi perkembangan ekonomi dan masyarakat. Semoga kita buru-buru daripada kau tinggal sini duduk dan dengarkan sebentar. Yuk, jelaskan situasinya.
Ada 2 aktor di kota Pembuang bunuh diri setengah bulan lalu. Yang pria sudah meninggal. Yang wanita koma. Diduga akibat masalah mental pria ini. Yang ini namanya Masih masyarakat Samaria.
Kau mengenalnya? Dia adalah seorang bos. Dia tidak punya bisnis industri apapun. Biasanya suka bergaul dengan orang-orang sudah tidak kerja. Dengan semua memang kawasan dari masa baik. Dia juga punya sebuah cerita.
Ada yang bilang Pasca pernah berhubungan secara pribadi dengan wanita ini. Namun kemudian
Kembali nyata.
Selvan Dian, bos pusat seni timur kota Pembuang. Kota Pembuang ini berkembang sangat pesat, yang berdampak pada masyarakat sekitar.
Aku tidak terlalu sabar denganmu. Jadi pun bawa kemari. Bagaimana sistem kerja? Kau menyesal denganku, ha? Namun dia itu kejam dan penyesal. Menurut informasi yang kami terima, banyak orang yang tidak selalu punya pengalaman.
Selain kota Pembuang ini, dia punya perusahaan budaya.
Aku pernah berhubungan dengan seorang gadis pemakai narkoba yang merupakan klien French. Bosnya bernama Sidawai, dia sama seperti Janjian. Mereka menganggap Martian sebagai kakak kecil. Selain itu, French tidak bisa. Bagaimana kalian bisa tahu? Aku pernah berjumpa dengan mereka. Kematian Wangzi pasti ada hubungan dengan mereka, bahkan di bawah algoritma. Bukan begitu. Kau punya bukti? Kata saya. Aku sudah menghubunginya bersama Bis selama seminggu. Sudah ada sedikit petunjuk. Kamu setuju mengajukan kasus ini? Sudah jika kalian berdua sama saya hubungi, maka pasti bermasalah. Bagaimana dengan situ? Kita mulai dari dulu.
Ada apa?
Pada tanggal 5 setiap bulannya, kau selalu mengirimkan uang pada orang yang merupakan selama.
Memang melanggar hukum.
Murid dan kondisi sulit, murid teladan, murid yang direkomendasikan, dan sekalipun tidak pernah mengetahuan keluarga.
Tidak ada hubungannya dengannya.
Yang itu bukan kasih, setidaknya dia punya ratusan pasangan seperti itu. Katakan, kenapa dia menipumu?
Aku pantas dipukul. Masalah.
Dari sini, dari tempatnya sejak dia bunuh diri 1,5 bulan lalu. Pasti tidak orang yang tahu alasannya. Tapi tidak ada yang berusaha. Apa dia pantas mendapatkan?
Aku tidak tahu apa-apa. Jalan aku pergi.
Kau punya nomor teleponku. Jika ingin menanyakan sesuatu, hubungi aku saja. Selamat malam teman-teman pendengar sekalian. Awalnya cuaca siang ini berawan, tapi mulai akan turun hujan hingga badai pada malam hari. Selain itu, potensi hujan berkurang jelas. Disarankan membawa alat hujan atau Adit, aku kuat malam ini. Dan kalian aku cari lagi ya.
bulanmu itu, dia memiliki kami. Kakak sudah memeriksa kesini. Dan dia melapor kepadanya. Tidak mungkin.
Kenapa tidak mungkin? Kabar soal kasus yang ditetapkan oleh kantor polisi cabang Medan sudah tersebar ke banyak orang.
Sudahlah. Ayo ikut aturan lama. Mari berhenti selama 2 hari dulu. Rian,
Ya,
beritahu Sanjang, kirim semua gadis yang bermasalah ke rumah prostitusi.
ya baik. Syabin. Kita saudara. Itu benar saja. Polisi sudah tahu ya? Aku tidak tahu. Karena kan dia posisi saja. Harus bilang, bisa kakak. Pura-pura tidak suka. Tidak bisa. Aku akan bicara jujur. Sebenarnya selama beberapa tahun ini, aku tidak ikut dengan baik di masa. Aku menjadi pelatih, menjadi bos, hanya tidak bisa sehari. Kira aku adalah Mika, tapi bosku kamu adalah membawa uang dan itu semua uang pribadi. Aku tahu melakukan itu tidak baik kan, tapi aku tidak punya jalan lagi. Aku tidak mau hidup seperti ini lagi. Aku sudah mau pada tinggi orang lain. Kita ini kan sudah. Tolonglah bantu aku. Aku beritahu padamu. Sekarang ini aku sudah membantu. Kau ini bukan membantuku, begitu. Aja yang membantuku, dia membantuku. Kau bukan karena dia, aku masih main TV legal sekarang ini. Jadi aku harus menjaga biayanya. Bukan kejahatan, tapi aku juga terima. Yang membantuku adalah kakakku. Kalau tidak membantu, maka jangan dengar. Siapa? Nah, itu kan siapa? Kau nak bergurau.
Aku tidak tahu maksudnya.
Maksud aku, bukan yang polisi kita kasih. Dia sudah mengerti sini.
Aku tidak mau telepon dia. Bunuh saja aku.
Kenapa malah juga ya?
Mau apa?
Menangis juga silakan.
Welcome to our audio commentary coverage. This broadcast is not an official product of this competition.
From Juventus, just a million pounds last summer. He's partnered with Ilya Zabarny and Milos Kerkez, who also could be departing, very heavily linked with departing the Dorset coast from Liverpool. Left back. He was good. The captain is in holy midfield with Tyler Adams, ahead of his driver, Marcus Tavernier. And the two penalties scored the goals when Bournemouth beat Manchester City at the Vitality Stadium back in November. Antoine Semenyo and Evan Nielsen leading the line. So we're just about ready to go underway here. City do in fact get us underway. Playing left to right, traditional colours, sky blue shirts, white shorts, and navy blue socks. Bournemouth also in traditional colours, red and black stripes, black shorts, and red socks. Our referee this evening is Thomas Cromwell, and I'm Mark Streams. Ball drops from Kevin De Bruyne. They could get a shot away. They'll bubble through to Kepa in goal, all in yellow. So, as I mentioned, Milos Kerkez, his move. Liverpool getting closer to Hauser already. Tyler Adams sees the point good to the deflection actually works well for Kerkez. Over the halfway line he comes here. Now left for Marcus Tavernier. Over the next left corner of the penalty area. Brings the play behind everybody. So then you're driving on him and he also rushing to the 6-yard box. Yeah. And Tavernier went behind them all. So they threw in on the far side and on the right before that. That's the last touch. There came off of Josco Guardiola, so we taken by Antoine Semenyo. As I mentioned, against Manchester City and a 2-1 win at the Vitality in November. And then the run of 14 straight losses against City, his long throw plucked out of the air by Ederson. So off-white and orange number this evening, Brazilian goalkeeper, and goals Victor Nunez. That's victory for Bournemouth. Was actually defeat number 2 in that disastrous mid-season run of form for Manchester City, where they lost 7 in a row and won just 1 of 13. That defeat is actually. They haven't been close to it since. Lost to Tottenham in the EFL Cup midweek before. That was the first defeat in the Premier League for City. A disappointing season, is fair to say here, and well, Champions League football still very much in their hands, but a defeat tonight, even a draw, will still make it interesting. That would actually put 4 teams on 66 points going into the last game of the season. Quite incredibly, but a defeat here this evening, so things looking interesting. As Marmoush tries to make a run, good tackle by Adams. City don't like the challenge, but play on says Thomas Bramall. And over the halfway line come Bournemouth with a rival midway inside the City half on the right. Didn't give it back to Lewis Kirk, the captain. He goes back to Zamarnia, the Ukrainian, with something on the ankles this evening. His ball headed away by Guardiola with Semenyo, the intended target. Goes out by Oleh, more missed that ball, and Cook keeps it on the far side. So a little bit messy early on here, but eventually Barney will bring it under control and go back to Kepa, who, remember, is actually only on loan at Bournemouth this year, so still Chelsea player, even though he hasn't played for them in 2 years now. There's a poor clearance by Diaz, picked up on by Evan Nielsen outside the box, running ahead on his Cliver. He's into the box, Cliver, narrow angle. He was always falling away, and Ederson made the save, but that will be alarming for Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. How easily Bournemouth got through the City defence there. It was a poor clearance by Ruben Diaz initially. Holland tries to find the run of Belgian maestro De Bruyne ahead of him. But intercepted, and the clearance is picked up on there by Akanji. He was deployed at right back in Saturday's Cup final. Nico O'Reilly at left back, but he's now moved more into the middle with Guardiola on the left hand side. A lovely pass there from De Bruyne. That's a perfect one for Bernardo Silva, and his pass. The one was picked up on by this good. That was a beautiful pass by Kevin De Bruyne, just a trademark little flick through the legs. I think it was actually Dean Heisen. It's between Heisen and Adams, so Bernardo Silva running onto his goal, though. Rather uncharacteristically not good for Marmoush. Kevin De Bruyne, only 33 years old. Yeah, here he comes after Nunez. Wins that one off. Yeah, here he comes after Nunez. Wins that one off Tavernier. Heisen. Excellent win. Actually, a great investment he was. £12 million for Juventus. Real Madrid, Heisen. Keep him, but actually it makes sense for the Cherries. Career-wise, great move for Heisen. So I think this year has been mutually beneficial for both. Here's Nunez in the corner. Tavernier with him. He'll double back. Give it to De Bruyne, right corner of the penalty area now. Triple pass was left foot there. Touched by Marmoush. Cleared by Zabarnia on the edge of the box. Kanji will come here at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City nil. Premier League game. Official Premier League commentary on Flash for UK. Still seems to be around 37. As Ilkay Gundogan goes forward, Marmoush, De Bruyne running beyond him. Now here's Silva, right corner of the 6-yard box, cuts it back, looking for De Bruyne. As Zabarnia gets to it, and away comes Lewis Cook. And now, at Bournemouth counter, not too many red and black shirts for us. Semenyo has it now, midway inside his own half. Tavernier in space brings it over halfway out on the left-hand side for Cliver, bombing forward. Outside of him is Kirkes, but Cliver cuts inside on his right foot into the box. Tavernier. Over. Oh, he just couldn't get a pass through Guardiola's legs. Looking for Evan Nielsen, and City will clear. De Bruyne gives it away to Heisen. Oh, and that's a strong challenge there by Nunez. Just stepped across that ball, but in doing so caught Milos Kirkes. He's okay though. Play on. This is Thomas Bramall, our referee. But this time I could over to the inside the City half. So, as I mentioned, penultimate round of fixtures. Two cup finalists, Manchester City and Palace both playing tonight. Crystal Palace taking on Wolves. It's 12 versus 13. Either side really going to be moving tonight. basis. So the 700 removed in South London, Cellar Park after Palace's first ever major trophy, beating Manchester City 1-0 in Saturday's Cup final. I mentioned Manchester City on a trophy list, first time since the 16-17 season with Pep Guardiola's first year. Kepa with a overhead pass to Heisen there. He gives an apologetic hand, and De Bruyne takes it to the midway side Bournemouth half back to Nunez. And De Bruyne. Ahead of him, Bernardo Silva. Heisen steps out of defence and gets it back to De Bruyne. De Bruyne right corner of the penalty area. Bernardo Silva has hung out on the right hand side. Nunez is overlapping, but he'll go back to De Bruyne, who just went into the back post away by Sabarnia with Haaland and Marmoush lurking. Now it's going to come for Kovacic, who can hit one of those, and he whistles it just past the post. That's the closest anyone has done in 7 minutes. A low drive there with Mateo Kovacic. And Kepa scrambling low to his right, but it's past the Bournemouth post. Away to safety. It was initially the ball from De Bruyne. Too long for Haaland. Sabarnia away. Bournemouth couldn't get the second ball. Kovacic that room and said he can't hit them. Mateo Kovacic hit it, he did, but just the wrong side of the post. Get another look at it here now. Kovacic slipping actually, hit him really heavy. It's falling away to his left, really heavy. Stayed upright, that one might have been more trouble for the Bournemouth goalkeeper. Guardiola, and Marmoush, the January signing from Eintracht Frankfurt. So that goes on to the right hand side for Matheus Nunez. Nothing really is a midfielder for Wolves, but has operated plenty as a right back this season, has turned into Mr. Versatile for Pep Guardiola. Here's Diaz now. Nunez on the right hand side, in line with the 18-yard box. Marcus Tavernier over with him, also socked on his ankles. Nunez on his left foot. About Kirkes and the peering header of the edge of off the Cook. Nielsen does it down, but it hits in the centre circle. It's Ruben Diaz. Gundogan back to Akanji on halfway, and now Kovacic. Spreading out defence is Diaz. Nunez on the right hand side. Nunez now to Silva. And to De Bruyne. Oh, Nunez in the box here. Manches Nunez goes right. Kepa, no, he doesn't. Kepa dives at Nunez's feet. Just in the right corner of the 6-yard box. Lovely intricate passing play there between Diaz and De Bruyne. Put Matheus Nunez in. He did go for the shot. He went to go round the diving Kepa, but he just got enough of a touch on it to poke it away from Matheus Nunez. And here he is back with Kepa. All in yellow. Not a great pass there to Kirkes. Under pressure immediately from De Bruyne. He wins it back. Oh, and fouls Kirkes. De Bruyne finally knew the lines in there. But Kepa, not for the first time in the opening 10 minutes here, putting his defenders under pressure with a poor pass. So he did very well there to dive at the feet of Matheus Nunez to deal with that threat. Bournemouth had a threat too. Marcus Tavernier early on being Justin Kluivert being forced wide by Ruben Diaz and falling away. He couldn't get any power in his shot. An easy save at the end for Ederson. Kluivert, not the only son of a former footballer, a well-known name, Ben Winterburn, 20-year-old midfielder, is on the bench tonight for Bournemouth. Had a cup of coffee with the first team this season. Of course, you haven't realised by now that's some of the legendary Arsenal left-back Nigel Winterburn. Now coming forward here is Guardiola, has passed to Marmoush, but the Egyptian was under a bit of pressure of Maraiho, and it'll go back into a bit of pressure of Maraiho, and it'll go back into the gloves of Kepa. So look at those benches tonight. So number 16, Rodri, is on the subs tonight for City. Has not featured since living off of 20 minutes into their 2-0 draw with Arsenal on the 22nd of September. Having just come back from an injury that forced him off at half-time, of course, in the Euro 2024 final. Played just 65 minutes of Premier League football this season, Rodri. Played a full 90 against Inter in the Champions League, but how much has the Spanish metronomes absence been a problem as Tavernier closes down Diaz, but the ball rebounds back to Ederson safely. How much has his absence hindered City this season? Might we see him get some minutes here at the Etihad, and who knows, Sunday's crucial trip to Fulham. Holland and Marmoush, and the Egyptian tries to go back to Holland. First still, Tammy Ferguson, Norwegian tonight, and he's pickpocket like Kirkes. Now here come Bournemouth down the left, but Tavernier's ball too long for Clivert. Another subs tonight for City, Smith Ortega into that game. Jack Grealish, the second year running in a losing FA Cup final for Manchester City, was an unused substitute. Guardiola, even given the vibes, he doesn't trust the England international 7 Premier League starts all season for Grealish. Just the one goal. Man who signed for £100 million from Aston Villa when down Pep Guardiola's pecking order, and he said in yesterday's press conference that he'll be looking at Grealish's future after Sunday. Huijsen now nods the ball away from De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva hooks it long, not very cumbersome for someone like him. Also among the subs for City, I mentioned Jeremy Doku, Nico Rodri, Phil Foden, another man who really hasn't featured as much as many would think this season. Oscar Bob and Nico O'Reilly for Bournemouth. It's fairly young bench. Will Dennis, the goalkeeper, Marcos Senesi, David Brooks, Adam Smith, Dewberry, Matej Akinbonmi, the American defender who will be making a senior debut if he appears today. The aforementioned Ben Winter. A few injuries for Bournemouth. It's been a brilliant season for the Cherries. The City is knocking the ball around the back here. Like I said, even to be in with his slimmest glimmer of hope in the penultimate game of the season for Europe. What a brilliant job Antonio Iraola has done, but they have been scuffling recently. More than that in a second. The City coming forward now. Guardiola left corner of the penalty area. Semenyo and Araujo out there with him. It's good work from Antoine Semenyo to win it back off the Croatian and away from Bournemouth. Cook looking for Clivert, but Gundogan recovers. That's now back with Kanji on halfway now to Buena. All the springs as ever. Kovacic. Gundogan. Into Kanji. Just 2 wins in their last 10 for Bournemouth. City there disappears. A long shot. Oh, what a goal! Over Marmoush out of nothing from 30 yards. Marmoush rockets one into the top corner, and that is a stunning opener for Manchester City out of absolutely nothing. And on 14 minutes, Omar Marmoush with a screamer to open the scoring. It's Manchester flapping at thin air as Marmoush really hasn't that Saturday's missed penalty at Wembley lay on his mind, as that is an absolute stunner. And he gets the Etihad crowd going here, that's for sure. What a goal, Omar Marmoush. Look at Olivier here. What a goal, Omar Marmoush. Look at Olivier here. Kovacic gives him the ball and running. Nobody red black closes him down, but nobody could have thought that's what he was going to do. That swerving, dipping effort. Oh, it's beautiful. Kisses the post on the way in. When you see it again, from behind, it is absolutely stunning. The ball starts way over the crossbar. It looks like it's going way over the bar, and the dip on the ball and just the accuracy, or just to kiss the inside of the post and into the net. That gives Manchester City the lead just before the quarter hour mark. Pep Guardiola enjoyed that one. So would the Etihad Stadium crowd. And Omar Marmoush continues his good form, despite Saturday's missed penalty. His signing from Frankfurt in January has been a real success, especially given drop-off in form of Erling Haaland. Marmoush has really picked up some of the slack in that, but now here's Bournemouth coming with all the talk from Huijsen looking for Clivert too long. Ederson comes to the edge of the box to catch. But that is a stunning goal. And, there's been a lot recently, be it Gary Neville or Sean Dyche, you listen to, the downfall, if you want to call it, of English football, where teams are overcoached and not wanting to make any errors and scared to take chances. That was levelled at Manchester City after the 0-0 draw in the Manchester Derby at Old Trafford by Gary Neville. And not the first time it's been levelled at Pep Guardiola's citizens, but that's what the strike from Omar Marmoush. That's what we love to see. Absolutely no thought of overplaying that one. As I say, he just got given the ball by Kovacic on the edge of the centre circle, really. He strode forward. Bournemouth backed off, clearly not expecting the shot. And then rocketed it in off the post. A dipping, serving effort. Now he's penalised over a foul on the Bournemouth left from Milos Kerkez. He chances his innocence to Thomas Bramall, but free kick given nonetheless. And actually, Marmoush's pass was given away from Kerkez, who then overlapped. And on the end of Marcus Tavernier's pass before being tripped right on the touchline by the City goal scorer. So free kick to Bournemouth on the left touchline, midway inside the City half. So can they respond quickly? It's still goalless, by the way, in the other game at Selhurst Park between Crystal Palace and Wolves. You can get that one live here on Flash UK as well. We've had a stunning opening here at the Etihad. Now Tavernier, that left-footed delivery, it's a good one, and good goalkeeping from Ederson to come out the edge of the 6-yard box. He pulls it out underarm to Kevin De Bruyne. So try and get a better Julian Araujo, but the next good ball out stands his ground well, and Bournemouth have it back again here with Adams, who tips one to Heisen. Heisen to Cook, out to Tavernier on the left. Good one-touch football from Bournemouth, but Tavernier's first touch is a poor one, and in the end, he fouls Bernardo Silva in his attempts to get the ball back. Free kick in. Kovacic back to Akanji on the edge of his own box. Kovacic back to Ederson. Kovacic will probably be clearly an assist in that one, given that he was the one that rolled the pass to Marmoush, but my goodness, he was the gypsy who did the rest. Vardy Olnay has caught Semenyo out on the left-hand side for City, just inside Bournemouth half, but the Ghanaian international pushes the Croatian all the way back to the edge of the box. And that is back at the feet of Ederson. He just, as he always is, looks confident on the ball. Diaz gives it back to his goalkeeper. As I mentioned, watched Saturday's Cup final defeat from the comfy seats in the bench at Wembley. Stefan Ortega, since his arrival, has been Pep Guardiola's preferred Cup goalkeeper, be it League Cup or FA Cup. And here's Nunez on the right. Back infield to Kovacic in the centre circle. Gundogan back to Akanji. Approaching the 20-minute mark here at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City 1, Bournemouth 0. A stunning opener. Long range, dipping, swerving strike from Omar Marmoush, who, as I mentioned, clearly put Saturday's missed penalty, or saved penalty, should I say, in his rearview mirror. It's all good. Top sportsmen do. They recover from their lows. Here's Kovacic now, who slips but keeps the ball under pressure from Tyler Adams, but it did Bernardo Silva. Nielsen throwing up some pursuit of hands at his teammates, perhaps for their lack of pressing. That goal as it stands has City in third on 68 points. Newcastle, Chelsea and Villa all below on 66, and Nottingham Forest by 7th on 65. So it's such a tight race for the Champions League going into Sunday's last day. Arsenal, of course, have secured second place, or all but secured second place. They've at least secured Champions League football for next season after their victory at the weekend over Newcastle. Bournemouth ever so big. Liverpool for Europe is fading by the minute here. They've needed a lot to go their way, including tonight's result.
Welcome to our audio commentary coverage. This broadcast is not an official product of this competition.
Pushing every sinew and in midair. All up in a bicycle kick with no steer. Trying to finish back across the face of the goal. Peppa holds on. Almost a stunning Erling Haaland goal and a trademark Kevin De Bruyne assist as Kovacic said. Plays a loose pass to Gundogan out for a throw. And here it is now. Haaland initially plays the ball to De Bruyne at left-hand side of the penalty area. He takes on and beats Ilya Zabarny at the byline. Just stands up the back post, and Haaland in mid-air, it's actually with his left foot, which is his... Clearly, whatever way he was just trying to push himself off the ground with his right foot, he went for his left foot. It was a stabbing effort. Well, many people will say he's had a down year, Erling Haaland, and for his standards, he has probably. Still 21 Premier League goals, nothing to be sniffed at. Close there, number 22. Speaking of 22, that's how many minutes we played here at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City won, Bournemouth 0. Round 37 of the Premier League. March 29 for you this evening. Manchester City looked to secure 3 points. Lead then in pole position to qualify for the Champions League on Sunday's final day. City go to Fulham, who actually sit currently above Bournemouth, but having played a game more, cannot reach 8th place and what may be a final European spot. For that to happen, by the way, Chelsea need to finish either 6th or 7th and then win next week's Conference League final. That 8th place open up for a European spot. Currently on Brentford also in the shout of it as well as Bournemouth. But a lot has to happen for that to happen now. With that goal for Erling Haaland, what that does then to the Premier League table, Chelsea are 4th, so there's still a chance that they may come in one of the European places that doesn't get Champions League football next season and open up another spot for one of Brighton, Brentford or Bournemouth, one of the 3 Bs. Bournemouth will need to turn this one around and win for the first time ever at the Etihad, and of course obviously in doing so getting a first ever double over Manchester City in the Premier League. But they've been on the back foot since an early half chance for Justin Kluivert and Omar Marmoush stunning goal behind. He's 10 minutes now on the left. Ollie's won a cross looking for Evan Nielsen. Half cleared by Diaz, helped on his way by his international teammate Bernardo Silva. Here comes Gundogan over halfway. De Bruyne, Marmoush and Haaland ahead of him. Kovacic now ahead now. Here's Mateo Kovacic. Looking for Marmoush and behind. Getting behind Araujo. Left side of the penalty. For De Bruyne. Always hit the bar. An open goal for Kevin De Bruyne. The moment was there and he hits the underside of the bar. And away. James, it might have come down over the line. I don't know. Oh, the moment was there for Kevin De Bruyne and I think he knows it. Open goal from 6 yards and De Bruyne hits the bar. I think he's probably more frustrated at the fact he didn't put aside 2-0 up in 25 minutes and the fact he didn't get a goal on his final Etihad appearance. So as he walks back to halfway, he still throws his arms up in the air in frustration as Bournemouth on the ball with a rival. We'll see that one again shortly here. Kevin De Bruyne crashing one off the underside of the bar. What would have been a perfect moment, perfectly scripted moment. Everything bar the finish happened. Manchester City have 3/4 of the ball here in the opening 26 minutes. They lead 1-0. Kevin De Bruyne missing an open goal from 6 yards. A chance to score in his last game of the Etihad. And to put his side 2-0 up. Here's Araujo now for Bournemouth. Looking for options ahead of him. There's not many, so he goes back to Zabarny. On to Cook. Zabarny again. Adams. Tyson. It's a warm evening in Manchester. With the South Australia Anglos, including the Bournemouth better hand pairing of Dean Howes and Elias Zapata. Here's Kepa, who was a 2-1 slightly for that one. Drawn in by Omar Marmoush, who then squared it for De Bruyne of what looked like a certain goal. Just didn't go. Weinstein on the line or over the line after hitting the bar. Marmoush with a brilliant square ball that took out his 3 red and black shirts, as well as Kepa in goal. Kevin De Bruyne just couldn't finish. Still a chance. Maybe a time for him to get a fair will here at the end he had, but I don't think he'll get as many good a chance as that one. Still on play it for him. I hope more Marmoush. Just did not have the time. That's the ball, isn't it? Omar Marmoush curled within 30 yards. Kevin De Bruyne can't steal within their own goal for 6. That really is football in a nutshell there. Here comes City forward now with Marmoush again out on the right hand side for De Bruyne, and he's just right on the right touchline. 1-2 with Silva. The pass to Nunez he can't control, and it's out for Bournemouth throw on the left in line with the edge 18-yard box. Sweat glistening on the forehead of Kevin De Bruyne. We'll get another look at it here. Marmoush just cut back. De Bruyne from 6 yards, his left foot. And he was just leaning back. That's so close, but so far for the Belgian. He can't believe it. Neither can everybody inside the Etihad Stadium. Nor Rodri on the bench, who sits with his head in his hands. If anyone else, that miss would have been a bit of a highlight. Well, it's amplified the fact it's Kevin De Bruyne. There's Nunez battling with Tavernier. Bournemouth looking for a free kick, it doesn't come, but they have it by now. Kirkes on the left, midway inside his own half. Tips one down the line for Evan Nielsen, who's been fairly stranded up there. Kanji nods it away, and it'll go back to Ederson, who volleys that one forward. De Bruyne fixed it over Haaland, who almost get behind Huijsen. The Spaniard just hooking a leg out there, put it out for a throw in as Haaland was trying to race them behind. Nonchalant flick on there from De Bruyne, but Huijsen dealt with it well. Kovacic now to Diaz. Back to Kanji on halfway. One back there by Adams. He flicks it on to Kluivert, who just can't control it. Guardiola takes over, and well, they're only a goal down somehow as we hit the half-hour mark, Bournemouth, but they're looking like a side that are tired, a side that are being overrun slightly here at Manchester City. But while the game is only 1-0, well, there should be another. Still have a chance, especially Manchester City's uncharacteristic surrender of points at certain times this season. They could have had goals 10 days ago at St Mary's against the long since relegated Southampton, a 0-0 draw, but we now know lifted Southampton onto that magic 12-point marker, so Derby still hold the record, some Derby County fans, but Manchester City just couldn't get the ball into the Southampton goal that day, try as they might. And they are unbeaten in 10 before Saturday's cup final, so despite their struggles this season, they are coming into the end of the season in good form, City, despite Saturday's step up at Wembley. But, yeah, despite that unbeaten run, goalless for the loss of 1-0 win against Wolves, so fourth night, they have 1 goal in the last 3 games. Here's Bernardo Silva. Kovacic, who Marmoush after for Haaland, he was on his back foot, and Barney gets it away. It was broken back now with Marmoush on the edge of the box. Marmoush in there for Gundogan, blocked by Kirkes. I think it's an offside flag up anyway. Against Ilkay Gundogan, certainly plenty of Bournemouth hands up for it. Indeed, it does come now. Josh Kirkes didn't do that though, good sliding block in front of the experienced German midfielder, who of course back at City this season after spending a season in Barcelona. A bit of a gap year really for Ilkay Gundogan at Barcelona. Perhaps he'll be ruining that one, and he's of course come to Manchester City, no trophies this year when his former teammates in Catalonia, our La Liga champions. So now look at that delicious strike from Omar Marmoush. Hull City in front here. He has been a superb signing. As I mentioned, has picked up some of the spike left Erling Haaland. He still has scored 21 goals, might I add, but not quite the levels that he has been since his move to Manchester. He's been an excellent arrival from Eintracht Frankfurt, bursting on the scene really last season and the first half of this in Germany after being a relative unknown. And as I mentioned, what a way to cover after the crushing disappointment of Saturday, seeing his penalty saved by Palace's Dean Henderson, of course, had a very active game at the weekend. A brilliant save to Marmoush. Plenty asking why it wasn't Erling Haaland taking the penalty, which is okay. Given his previous penalty. Such a good penalty taker. And he scored the goal last time. City won the FA Cup final. It was City's third FA Cup final in a row, but they've lost the last two, so not quite. Wembley has been becoming Etihad South, although one would think that would mean having to win the trophies there if you're going to call it Etihad South, but not so these past couple of years.
Welcome to our audio commentary coverage. This broadcast is not an official product of this competition.
Very much in it. There's Cook and Adams playing a neat little 1-2 in the middle of the City half. Clivert. Eisen. Tavernier. Back to Cook now halfway. City pressing well there as Haaland now gives the Barney some trouble. Araujo clips on forward in the right. Semenyo lets it run for Clivert, but Diaz is there. Just giving that one back to Ederson. 10 minutes left here in the first half at the Etihad Stadium. We're listening to unofficial Premier League commentary live here in Flash 4K. Me, Mark Strange, as Manchester City won. Bournemouth 0 as Ederson gives that ball away there to Tavernier. Dreadful pass, but it's wasted by Tavernier trying to find Eisen. He had the ball nicked off him by Ruben Diaz, but one given against Eisen. And he's down touching his knee, but it's going to be a booking for the Real Madrid bound defender. Will join his current goalkeeper Kepa as man gets played for Bournemouth on Real Madrid. It's actually okay Gundogan who Eisen had his hands far too high up to try and stop his progress going forward.
Welcome to our audio commentary coverage. This broadcast is not an official product of this competition. Welcome to our audio commentary coverage. This broadcast is not an official product of this competition. Welcome to our audio commentary coverage. This broadcast is not an official product of this competition.
He's offside and that's come back and Silva, 3-0 for a narrow angle. Bernardo Silva, lovely finish from the right corner of the 6-yard box. He rolls it home and Manchester City have the second goal that their dominance has deserved here on 38 minutes. It's Bernardo Silva who makes it Manchester. He knew he was offside. Ilkay Gundogan continued his run to get the end of his own pass really. Cuts it back to Omar Marmoush to let out the run. He knew he was offside. Ilkay Gundogan continued his run to get the end of his own pass really, cuts it back to Bernardo Silva, and he rolls it into the near post past Kepa. 38 minutes, it's Manchester City 2, Bournemouth 0. And well, as I said, that's the goal really, that City deserve. They have been dominant here in this first half. Been playing some really nice football. Bounced back well from Saturday's cup final disappointment of Bernardo Silva. Yes.
Welcome to our audio commentary coverage. This broadcast is not an official product of this competition.
Stopped well by Ederson, and he'll bowl it out. 5 minutes now until the break. De Bruyne to Kovacic, back to De Bruyne. In the centre, Sir Marmoush. And a neatly taken finish by Bernardo Silva is the difference here. Down the right. Have been well on top here in this first half. A stunning goal from Marmoush. And a neatly taken finish by Bernardo Silva is the difference here. Down the right, looking for Nunez, overhead throw in it is to Bournemouth, roughly on the edge of their own 18-yard box. Throw in now from Kerkez. Evan Nielsen opens up on the right-hand side for Arroyo, who rides the challenge of Marmoush. Adams now. Back to Heisen. And he looks through the middle there for Evan Nielsen. He's going to find him, but he's going to be followed out into the left corner by Ruben Diaz, so we'll have to bring it back to Lewis Cook. By Evan Nielsen, who stayed out on the left touchline, line with the edge of the 18-yard box. Now back to Cook. Heisen. Cook again. Heisen. Nice to Barney out to Royho on the right-hand side. Royho, nice pass to the edge of the box for Semenyo, who's been quiet after some early danger. Nearly loses out to Kovacic. First ball back to Zabarny and now back to Kepa, who's come out to midway inside the City half. 3 minutes plus stoppage time left at the end of this first half. It sees Manchester City 2, Bournemouth 0. I think Cherries slim hopes of Europe fading fast. Heisen looking for Tavernier, but coolly dealt with by Nunez. For Bernardo Silva was shoved to the ground by Cook, but Thomas Bramall, our referee, plays on. Now De Bruyne back to Akanji. Akanji. Silva. Akanji. Silva finds Gundogan, and now he looks down the left for Guardiola, making a good run. Sliding challenge by Arroyo, class touch circle. No pressure from Tavernier, but he finds Gundogan, and now he looks down the left for Guardiola, making a good run. Sliding challenge by Arroyo, class touch, come off Guardiola, but it's a foul by Julian Arroyo. He's going to be booked by Thomas Bramall despite his protestations. That's a free kick, Manchester City on the left-hand side. It's always a risk for a defender when you go in sliding. I'm going to look at it here. He's close. I don't know whether he wins that ball or not. At the very least, he knocks it under Guardiola, but he's definitely caught the Croatian there. Free kick is. He gives him a apology out of hand, but also discusses. I think he's still trying to say, come on, that you know he got the ball, but Thomas Bramall is the only opinion that matters, and he decided that's a free kick to Manchester City. So it's going to be taken for Bernardo Silva. Kevin De Bruyne is standing over it to modern Manchester City greats. Sky blue shirts, red black shirts lining up along the edge of the 6-yard box. De Bruyne delivers it in. And it's punched away. Up went Guardiola. I don't know if he got a flick on it. Smash back in. Deflection. Saved by Kepa. Falling around. Heisen and Haaland both on it. And eventually Kepa falls on the ball. That could have been dangerous. Initially, I'm not sure if there's a flick on from a City player, but Kepa was forced into punching it away. Get back to the edge of the box. Let's have another look at it. Guardiola goes on. Doesn't get a touch. But he doesn't have to put off Kepa. He punched it right to the edge of the box. It takes deflection on the way in. I think Haaland's off there. Wait to see here what sort of added time we'll have at the end of this first half. So Guardiola tries to G up the Etihad Stadium crowd. We'll wait to see here what sort of added time we'll have. 7 minutes we'll have. We're into that now. See the Hungarian Kerkez, who back to Heisen, his move to Real Madrid is confirmed. Kerkez is moved to Liverpool all but. See the Hungarian Kerkez, who back to Heisen, his move to Real Madrid is confirmed for Cliver, but he hassled Akanji. Oh, and Akanji went back to Ederson, who usually so good with his feet, but his first touch not so good. He eventually clears under pressure from Justin Cliver. Now here's Julian Araujo. He eventually clears under pressure from Justin Cliver. Now here's Julian Araujo. Looking back out the court, danger's not gone yet. Kerkez. Let's go on. Deflected volley in by Cliver over the bar, and that was really well read by Diaz. That's probably the most dangerous chance of the half there for Bournemouth and Scotland. Ross was cut back to Cliver, and my apologies to not just Nunez, actually every red danger, not Ruben Diaz. Got the way and blocked it, and then walking back in again, Cliver's volley rather lazily punked it, and the volley went over the top, but Nunez read that so well. Cliver and blocked it, and then walking back in again, Cliver's volley rather lazily punked it, waiting to sweep that one home, but Matches Nunez says not on my watch. Ederson ready to take the comeback. Cliver arrives late, waiting to sweep that one home, but Matches Nunez says not on my watch. Ederson ready to take the goal kick. All but do this here for this first half of the Etihad, which I'm sure Pep Guardiola will be delighted with. Delighted with that ball from Ederson, looking for Haaland on the touchline, but he got his head to Haaland to the second City's second goal scorer, Bernardo Silva. He steps away from Barnier. Thomas Cromwell looks at his watch, and the Guerrero decides that's enough for the first half here at the Etihad Stadium. A very satisfactory one for Pep Guardiola's men. He knew if they were still lifting their wins on Saturday, this Bournemouth team was more than able to take advantage of a wounded animal. But City has dominated a screamer from Marmoush in 15 minutes, and a neat finish from Bernardo Silva in 38 has them 2-0 up here. Bournemouth have had half chances in this one, but for most part have been second best. Manchester City lead 2-0 at a scoreline. We'll take them to third ahead of the last day of the season. Don't go anywhere. Second half coming up. City lead 2-0 at a scoreline. We'll take them to third ahead of the last day of the season. Don't go anywhere. Second half coming up.
Pulang dah. Enggak layak bubuk. Tak boleh. Boleh. Ya. Boleh tu. Mama. Mama. Mama po. Mama. 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 Wait. Mama. 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 Salam. Mama. Dek. Kok. Mama. 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 Ma. Itu. Mama. 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 Hmm.